Hello, I'm excited to talk to you through this medium that has been set up by Hartford Votes, Hartford Voter Coalition. My name is McCauley, and I am applying to be your servant leader, aka mayor. Right now, as you watch this, the most critical need for Hartford is leadership. Leadership and governance. It's said by many that Hartford is mismanaged. I think it's less mismanaged and more not managed at all. Hartford has all of the assets that it needs to move the city forward, whether it's managing the pension fund, whether it's navigating post-MARB, whether it is economic development, whether it's public safety or education. What it lacks is focused, intentional leadership, and that's what I intend to bring to the city. To address this need, Hartford has to realign its priorities. Now, by realigning these priorities, we bring Hartford into a place where it can focus as a tool, the municipal government, an agency that works for you as the resident, as a constituent. It becomes that tool to accomplish those things. All right, so education has to be our #1 priority. Youth have to be our #1 priority throughout the city. Every decision, every critical decision in Hartford needs to be made or undertaken with a focus on how does that impact our children. Communication. We have to learn how to communicate as a city, within city structure, within neighborhoods, within organizations, whether it be the faith community, whether it be the business community, or the nonprofit community. We have to start to communicate as though we're all on the same boat, rowing in the same direction with the same agenda, and that agenda has to be making Hartford functional and, quite frankly, #1 small city in America. That's my vision. Working outside of silos is essential, our number three priority. Working outside of silos is essential if we're going to accomplish these things. Okay, we cannot be a city of fiefdoms. A kingdom of fiefdoms. Everyone is a king in their own right. 17 different neighborhoods acting as though they're 17 different countries. We're 17 neighborhoods in one city working together, one Hartford, if you will. All right. When we get there, we can begin to work on areas like public safety. Public safety is essential if we're going to grow our city economically. And as I mentioned before, economic and community development. All these things can be found in detail at McCauleyformayor.com/plan. Now, my top 3 priorities in the first 100 days are aligning everybody who works for the city, who is under direction and auspices of the mayor as the chief executive officer of the city. That's going to be a 2-day convocation. It'll be a facilitated discussion to talk about how the city employees, city staff, department heads, everybody's going to come together. Everyone's going to use the same message at the same time. There's going to be some give and take, some feedback, union leadership. Everybody's going to come together. And we're going to talk about how we move forward. And so that's going to happen at a 2-day convocation. That's the #1 priority, to make sure everybody is on the same page in the first 100 days, of course. Our second priority is understanding our constituents, all right? We have to understand the constituents so that we are working together, because the largest contributor to Hartford's future is Hartford's people. For too long, the solutions that Hartford needs have been locked away in the greatest natural resource that the city has, the heads of our constituents. All right, so the bigger the problem, the bigger the prize when it comes to the solution. All right, so if we have big problems, we need big solutions. And those big solutions are going to come from very, very bright people who live in Hartford, who work in Hartford, who play in Hartford, who call Hartford their home. Those are the people who Hartford is actually here for. And so I'm going to tap into a lot of those individuals. Hartford's got one guy, for instance. He's a PhD. And he has a plan on how to reduce our electrical consumption and to bring down Hartford's electric bills dramatically. After the convocation and after the canvassing of our constituency, then we can get to the heart of the matter, which is crime, education, and economic development. Our grand list, our taxes, and what it costs to run the city. In order to attack those three things, we need competent staff, competent leadership. We need leadership in the police department, leadership in the education department. We can address these issues. I believe that Hartford Public Schools can be the #1 public school system in the country. That is going to be my goal. I will be personally invested in making that the reality. We'll have adequate leadership at the board level as well as at the administrative level. Same thing with the police department. We absolutely can bring down crime dramatically within the city if we have the type of policing that is effective for the population and the residents that live in this city. But it takes leadership that's in touch with the citizens, in touch with the problems, understands the social and the economic realities associated with the city of our size in the current condition that it is in. And of course, our grand list is something that cannot grow until we get the first two under control. Well, that wraps it up. I want to thank you for taking time out of your schedule to give me an ear for 7 minutes or so. All right. Once again, special thanks to Hartford Votes, Hartford Voter Coalition for allowing me to have an opportunity to present some of my points of view. For more information, you can reach out to me at 860-944-9797 for a personal conversation, or check out my website at McCauleyforMayor.com. That's McCauleyforMayor.com. I look forward to serving you as your 68th mayor.